Hello and welcome to another edition of Foreign Dispatches, the program that takes you around the world in 25 minutes. I'm Layo Olarinde. On the program this week, a massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar has compounded an already dire crisis in the country that is in the midst of a civil war. Plus, the crisis in Gaza and Syria continue to take a massive toll on the children caught in the conflict. Myanmar is reeling from a devastating earthquake that struck on Friday, March 28. The death toll keeps rising even as over 2,800 people have been killed. This disaster adds to the woes of the country that is already facing a civil war since 2021, when military officers seized power, leading to a conflict between the junta and the pro-democracy National Unity government. The earthquake was felt hundreds of miles away in neighboring countries like Thailand and China. Personnel continued their operations to search for survivors and bodies stuck underneath the rubbles of destroyed houses in Mandalay on Monday following the deadly 7.7 earthquake. Mandalay is Myanmar's second city and is located 20 kilometers from the epicenter. The emergency crews gathered in a leveled neighborhood where they were seen investigating the scene, preparing the equipment and using a crane to lift off the debris. This is a similar scene across the regions of Myanmar after the earthquake. According to Yu Shui, the house owner in Mandalay, his aunt and other family members were staying inside the residence when the tremors occurred.
40-year-old woman stayed in the house to take care of her father, aunts, and another daughter came out this way when the first tremor occurred. When the earthquake stopped for a while, they went back inside. In the next 5 minutes, the second tremor occurred and the wall fell down. I think everyone is dead under the rubble.
Yushuan's story is just like many others who have been affected by the disaster. Over 2,700 people have been killed in the country amid fears of the death toll rising. Those injured exceed 4,500 people as locals in the Myanmar capital, Naypyidaw, are treated for their injuries. In Mandalay, locals recall the earthquake horror. The deadly quake sent shockwaves across the region, with tremors felt thousands of miles away in neighboring Thailand and China.
This is the first time of my life I saw that our many buildings also collapsed, and maybe many people also damaged about there, and also electricity also not there. Not only one time, as happening around 1 p.m. After that again, 15 minutes later again 2 times. So many buildings is collapsed then. So water also, we need a lot of water there, and no electricity there also. So we go there, there is a lot of traffic jams also there, and at night time also many earthquake also many happening.
I didn't notice at first because this is my very first time. I didn't notice that the ground is shaking. I was so scared of this, and this is my very first time in my 20s life. Yeah, and I stopped when earthquake happening, and I see that there are buildings falling down the street. Yeah, and the dust are coming all over the street.
These survivors are seeking shelter outdoors, setting up temporary shelters after the earthquake. They're sitting in makeshift settlements on the roadside, even as emergency workers use bulldozers to clear the rubble from collapsed buildings. On Saturday, after the quake, Chairman of Myanmar's State Administration Council Min Aung Hlaing appealed for assistance from international and local communities. Myanmar had already been suffering from a civil war. This earthquake adds to its numerous challenges. The minister also urged precaution to citizens concerning aftershocks, calling on the urgent need for relief efforts. The international community has already begun to offer assistance, with the Asian Humanitarian Assistance Center and India offering to send emergency supplies. Many other countries, heeding that call, have sent rescue teams and humanitarian aid to help with search efforts and aid to survivors. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies spokesperson Tommaso Della Longa announced on Sunday that the organization has launched an emergency appeal for $100 million to aid Myanmar following the deadly disaster.
What our teams are telling us is that there is a huge scale of devastation in Myanmar. We're talking about infrastructure that is not anymore there. Some bridges collapsed. Some roads are basically destroyed. Also, public buildings were affected, and of course, private ones. Electricity is a huge problem at the moment in vast parts of the country, and also telecommunication is a big challenge. So I would say that it's a very complex response where, again, the priority at the moment is really to save lives of the people under the rubble. But then after we save people, or the people who are alive needs to stay in a safe place and needs to get what they need in terms of food, non-food items, water, health, in a situation where all the system is under huge pressure. And this is why the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent today launched an emergency appeal for 100 million Swiss francs, which is almost $100 million US dollars. And what we are asking to donors is to fund our response to make sure that we are able to show solidarity and support to the Myanmar Red Cross, to the people in Myanmar, not only in these first days, but in the weeks, months, and possibly years to come.
More than 120 Russian emergency responders arrived at the area most affected by the earthquake in Mandalay. Footage shows specialists from the Russian Emergencies Ministries and the Leader Center for Special Risk Rescue Operations listening to the commander's instructions before heading to the site in departmental vehicles to help. Russian EMERCOM deployed rescue teams and dogs to search for survivors as they get to work. The officers continued to search for survivors on Monday following the quake, with specialists and dog handlers near the damaged and destroyed buildings. The Russian Emergencies Ministry, also in collaboration with their Chinese colleagues, rescued a woman who had been trapped for more than 2 days under a pile of concrete. Rescuers carried an injured person to the applause of their colleagues. For Bangladesh, the Air Force service members were seen preparing the Gaza C-295W aircraft at the Komitola base in Dhaka to deliver the humanitarian aid to Myanmar after the disastrous 7.7 magnitude quake. The military servicemen prepared the packages of supplies, transporting them and loading into the aircraft. According to Bangladesh Inter-Services Public Relations, 2 national military aircraft, a C-130J and a Gaza C-295W plane, departed Bangladesh to deliver the 16.5-ton aid package to Yangon. The Armed Forces 26-member search and rescue squad, as well as the Fire Service and Civil Defense's 10-member rescue team, were deployed for the operation in Myanmar. 2 groups of medical personnel were also prepared to provide the healthcare assistance. From China, a Chinese national rescue team also arrived at Yangon International Airport on Saturday to assist in disaster relief efforts. The 82-member team, equipped with specialized gear and aid supplies, disembarked a chartered Air China flight. Customs officials inspected the relief materials before they were loaded onto trucks for distribution to affected areas. The team, which departed from Beijing Capital International Airport on Saturday morning, joins existing Chinese relief efforts, including a 37-member team from Yunnan province and a 16-member volunteer squad amid ongoing influx of international aid. Malaysia, on the other hand, sent a 50-strong disaster relief and humanitarian aid team to quake-hit Myanmar from the Subang Air Force in Selangor on Sunday. Deputy Prime Minister Zahid Hamidin met with military officials and personnel from the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, before sending them off in a cargo plane. The Special Malaysia Disaster Assistance and Rescue Team, SMART, includes members of the military, police and fire and rescue personnel, medical supplies, a 4-wheel drive vehicle and rescue equipment that were loaded onto 2 cargo planes as part of the mission. Hong Kong also dispatched a 50-member search and rescue team on Saturday. Chief Executive John Lee Kai-chu addressed the team before departure, stressing collaboration with China's international search and rescue team already on the ground. The Hong Kong team includes specialists from the fire services, immigration and hospital authority, along with medical personnel. And thousands of miles away in Thailand, emergency crews cleared the debris, searching for survivors in Bangkok after the quake toppled high-rise building. The aftermath of the deadly quake was captured from a bird's-eye view in Bangkok. Drone footage shows debris at the collapsed State Audit Office building in Chatuchak district, which was under construction, and also a damaged passageway between 2 skyscrapers. At the site of a 30-story Chinese-constructed building that collapsed in Bangkok, approximately 80 people were inside when disaster struck. Over 10 of them were found dead at the affected site. Tremors from Myanmar's earthquake were also felt in China, including a 6.4 magnitude aftershock. Reports indicate that dozens of people were affected by the earthquake in those countries. The Thai government issued a state of emergency, advising residents to stay outdoors where possible, as there is still a high risk of buildings collapsing. And amidst the devastation, hopes for trying to find people alive is fading. However, this renowned sand artist, Sudarsan Patnaik, is trying to keep hope alive, paying tribute to the victims of the devastating Myanmar Bangkok earthquake with a sand sculpture at the Puri Beach, Odisha, India. He is working on a piece crafted using 7 to 8 tons of sand in different colors with the messages "Help the earthquake victims" and "Tribute to earthquake victims" written in clay and other materials. The sand sculpture took over 5 hours to complete with help from Patnaik Sand Art School students.
We have created the sand sculpture to pay our tribute and appeal to around the world to help the earthquake victims. And especially, it's very big tragedy in the world. We have seen in the television. It's very heartbroken. We have created this sand sculpture to pay our tribute through the art as an artist. I also appeal to the around the world, please join your hand, help the earthquake victims.
Visitors at Puri Beach gathered to witness the intricately designed artwork, which has drawn widespread attention at home and abroad. Patniak, a globally recognized artist from the region, is known for his large-scale sand sculptures, including a record-breaking 14-meter-high sand castle. When Foreign Dispatches returns, we join some dancing mamas in Ghana, learning how to move their bodies. Please stay with us.